So this was our form. Windows that you can call as client front end. So this is Windows WinForm. Then this is client. Also you refer as front end. Okay. Here we have a button, yesterday's created example. This button has a label on it as test connection. Okay. So this is test connection. Okay. For this button test connection, we have a click event method. This is click event method. Okay. Click event method, and here I have a block of it. And you have a logic for connection. Connection string. Yes. Now, exactly same way, I may have a button that would support me to perform some operation on database. This is one operation. And this is another operation. Second operation. Third operation. Fourth operation. Fifth operation. Sixth operation. These all are operations on database. What are the names of it? Insert, update, delete, retrieve, transaction. Assume these are all like different options you have. Insert, update, delete, retrieve. Okay, we don't talk on this. So assume now we have four operations, which I am doing on my database. Four operations. Now, everyone, even if you want to do operations, still the story is everyone requires what? Connection process to your database. Everyone, I'm saying everyone. Insert, update, delete, everyone needs that. So what we are supposed to do now is, for this insert button, I'm going to write click event method, and I'm going to have a connection string here. Okay. Same I'll write. Click event method, and I'm going to write connection string plus obviously operation. Okay, we'll link this. Okay. Click event method here. Click event method and we have connection string. So the same thing we are supposed to have for update, delete, retrieve. So it means now we are talking about 5 operations. So you are going with 5 connection strings, 5 operations, and 5 connection strings. Everywhere you are supposed to write same thing. What same thing? Server information, database, user credential. That you have to specify. Even if I'm trying to do 100 operations from this uh, form to a database. So there is no means as of now, since that we initially have started with this, so compulsory you have to go with what? You have to go with what? Making a connection for around 100 times. 100 operations if I'm doing 100 connection strings, we have to write. What are the things now you have in it? Username, server name, instance name, database, user credential. User credential. Now imagine a situation after performing 10 operations, after performing 10, 10 operations, or after performing 100 operations on database, if if at all you have been asked to change user credentials, they want to change from SQL Server authentication to, they want to change from where? SQL Server authentication to, where you want to change? You want to change to Windows authentication. SQL Server authentication to what? Windows authentication. It means now what we have to do, I have to make 100 changes. I have to make 100 changes. So sometimes that modification may happen months together, because sometimes he says to change user credentials, sometimes he may ask us to change server name, sometimes he may ask us to change database, sometimes he may ask us to change instance name. Multiple operations are there that he may ask us to do, like that goes lengthy. That goes lengthy. We want to have a shortcut now. We want to have a shortcut. How would you do this shortcut? First, I'll cover through architecture. Then I'll come up with things through demonstration. Yes. Undo all these things. Undo this thing as well. Yes, all I removed. Now what you are supposed to do is to approach the second technique. You will be provided by one file named app.config. Where is it available? It is in your project here. In your project, you have this file. This file is available. Named what? App.config. Now in this app.config, you have to specify connection string. Connection string. Yes, you have to link here. Connection string. And then what you are supposed to do is, now let me draw operations also. This is for insert. Same for LDROM. Insert, update, delete, retrieve. This is one. This is second. This is third. This is four. Four. So I'll pinpoint with all. Insert, update, delete, retrieve. Okay. Four operations. Insert, update, delete, retrieve. Yes. So now it's like we have four operations we are doing in our database. How many? Four operations. And this connection string, now we have to link. Okay. This is for retrieval. And this is for deletion. And this is for updation. And this is for insertion. Totally four operations. Yes. Now, here what I do is, I'll mention this box. This one. Same thing, I link with everyone. Yes. Link this to all. This one. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Now what we have to do, this connection string, whichever you have established in this app.config, that I am going to get first into one file. That file is called helper.cs. This is one file, helper.cs. So this connection string, which you have mentioned here, you are going to get that into helper.cs file. How do you get this? Is using one special class, configuration manager class. Using this class, I'm going to get the connection from app.config to helper.cs. Okay. Configuration manager class. And in this, what do you call, helper.cs file, in this helper.cs file, I have one variable in it. One variable. Okay, that variable is, say for example, connection string. What did I say? It is a variable. And that too static field. Yes. Connection string. Yes, in helper.csv. And now this connection string variable you have to link now for testing as well as for operation. Yes, flow is important here. Flow is important here. Helper.cs contains one static field. In place of static field, even it is not wrong if you take it as property also. Property. It's left to you like this is helper.cs. File should be added. App.config contains connection string. Here, app.config contains connection string, and the project contains this file. Yes. And then we establish with all of them. Second, third, fourth, fifth. This is same SQL Server only, but approach you see. And how many times you do this process? Only once. Only once. And then you link that with any number of applications. Now, if you want to make changes, if you want to make modifications, you have to make the changes only in that app.config. Enough. Only in app.config. Automatically, it is reflected to all the 100 connections to whichever you have connected, this connection string to whichever you have connected. Over. So this is now what? Establish connection through app.config. Now we have to see this practically. Connection string app config. Okay. Now you have to remember this picture. Same thing I'm going to show you. Close. Exit from here. Go to Visual Studio. 2017. Yesterday's application was this. Same thing I open. So obviously, as we are doing this first time, you feel it less. Remember that those lessons only for one. How many times you do this? Only, only. Just reuse that. So that now the big advantage of this is Modification becomes quite easy. That is the biggest advantage. Modification. Modification becomes what? Easy. Right. It's already open. So do one thing. Cancel this connection completely. Complete. Create the connection. SQL connection con equals to new SQL connection. But keep this part only ready. So let's begin now. Go to Solution Explorer. Open app.config. Now under app.config, you have to add connection strings. Yes. Add name equal to msnetdb. Some name of the connection. Then you have to write connection string equal to data source equal to dot semicolon initial catalog equal to msdemodb user id sa password 123. That's over. This is connection string you have mentioned in app.config. Close. Now as I asked, add a file with helper.cs. Add new item class name helper.cs. Click on add. Yes. Then I asked you to create one static field. Public static string connection string equal to. Where is the connection? You know very well. It is in app.config. Where you want to get the connection? In your C# program. To do this, C# provides one class, configuration manager. But it is not found in that IntelliSense window. So to get that, I should write one namespace here using system.configuration. Yes. Now again write that same class. Configuration exception we have, configuration settings we have, two interfaces we have. Still you don't find configuration manager class. Okay. So this is now connected to again one DLL. So Solution Explorer. Right click on the project. Add reference. Here there is something called system.configuration. Yeah, here it is. Select this DLL, click OK. Yes, it is added. Now type same thing. Configuration manager dot connection strings. What's the name you get? msnetdb dot connection string. That's over. Now we brought the connection from app.config using that configuration manager class, which is available in system.configuration namespace, and it is required a link of our DLL. Reference. DLL reference is added. The moment it is added, configuration manager class is activated. Now it is working for us. Yes. Now what to do? Over that connection process. Close this helper.cs. Now come back to the program and simply you write here helper dot connection. Over. That's it. You have written in app.config and you have linked it with all this stuff. Execute the code. Yes, successful. It should be successful. No issues at all. This is how you manage to do the connection process using what? App.config. That's it. Now we will try next part. Second connection. Again place a button. Here, place a button. Right click. Properties. Text. Test connection. ORCL. We'll try. I don't feel because I have not installed the Oracle client related software. We'll just try. If it works, fine. Otherwise, we'll skip off. I'll delete everything. We are just trying. Okay. Now, right click again, properties. Here, name also you give. BTN test ORCL CON. Okay. Double click on it. Yes. Now I want to check the connection for Oracle. So you have to write. What you have to write is here. First go on top. Add one namespace. Here. SQL client is the same. Using system.data. You don't find here. What you don't find? Oracle client. Do you understand? We don't find. Right? Okay. We'll try once whether we have any DLL support for that. Because I haven't installed Oracle client software I have to install. Because I don't have, for that reason it's not supporting. We'll try once with this DLL also. Add reference. Try system dot data dot. Yes, I have here Oracle client. Select this DLL. Click OK once. Yeah. Now type the same thing here. Same thing using system dot data dot Oracle client. Okay. Now it is created. Then come down. Come down. Now go to this first. Double click. Now test Oracle client. Now after this, what you are supposed to do now? What is the statement that you require to specify here for connecting? Right? So we'll see what are the things that you have to use. So I write Oracle connection. CONN equal to new Oracle connection constructor. CONN dot connection string is equal to. Now you have to specify all the connection related statements. Mm, Now you have to specify uh, what you have to specify next. Mm, What do you need here? Here, connection string. Okay, this is SQL Server now. So approach will be completely that is SQL Server approach. Oracle approach completely should go in a different way now. Here you have to write. Sorry. Here, connection string. First you have to say data source equal to ORCL. Then user ID equal to cot. Password equal to tiger. Yes. Then you have to say connection dot open. Or shall we write this directly here only? Cut from here, direct here. Now you don't need this connection string separately. Connection dot open. Then you have to say message box dot show connected successfully. We'll put this in try block because we may be right or wrong. If wrong, you should know the point why it is wrong. Then catch block. Direct exception I'll write. Exception EX. Message box dot show EX dot message. Then you should say con dot. But already you can see here. Read the message, what it says. Oracle connection is obsolete. It means this is old technique of establishing a connection. It is to asking me to refer to what? Microsoft website to know what is that they have changed from Oracle connection. We don't change, will work. Though it is old, we'll try with this one. Go for it. Debug. Start without debug. Click on it. Attempt to load Oracle client libraries. Bad image format exception. This problem will occur when running in 64-bit mode with the 32-bit Oracle client components installed. With that, we come to a conclusion that as far as my machine is concerned, I have not installed Oracle client software. I haven't installed. That is the reason it is not allowing me to connect to Oracle software as well as to Oracle database. It's not establishing a connection with Oracle software, and it's not establishing connection with Oracle what database. So what is needed now? You have only Oracle server we have, not Oracle client. That has to be downloaded in your machine, should be installed. Then you can make this program successfully work. That is the process. Approach. So we don't have this Oracle connection concept. So of no use for me. Delete. Go to form1.cs. Delete all this stuff since I don't have anything to discuss of what. Coming to the solution explorer, there's a reference added, that also you remove. Yes. So compulsory, what you should do, you should add Oracle client software. Then now we will see third approach. Third, how to establish connection with SQL server using OLEDB provider. Third approach, using what? OLEDB provider. So go to toolbox, place a button, go to properties, and write here test connection OLEDB. But for which database? Same SQL server only. I don't. Okay, you want to write right here. SS I'll write. You understand? SQL server. Or you can, if this can be even work for Oracle also, because OLEDB can make a connection with all databases. BTN connection OLEDB. Little you extend this. Yes. Save. Double click on. Now you have to write now all that stuff with respect to provided a file and all the specifications you have to mention. So go on top. You should add one namespace. This is of no use now. Data.oracle client of no use. Instead, I'll go now. System dot data dot OLEDB. No DLL, nothing required. Now here I write connection process. We write OLEDB connection. Connection con equals to new constructor. Now instead of writing separate line, here only I'll complete. First you have to write. Normally we write database data source. Here you should write provider. So OLEDB connection can communicate with any RDBMS. It can communicate with Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, MySQL, everyone. Then how you should explain that this OLEDB connection should establish connection with your SQL Server? So for this OLEDB, the provider name is default. We have default, and the default name is SQL OLEDB.1. This is the default name provided for SQL Server for OLEDB process. Then, as usual, initial catalog, MS demo DB, user ID, SA, password 123. Done. All the specifications. Then I'll directly say connection.open message box.show connected successfully. semicolon, and then close the connection. Well, let's run the code and see how does it work. Success. Yes, click on this. Successful. So not only with SQL client, even with OLEDB also we can establish a connection with the so OLEDB is also working. Now same process we will try now, the last one, and we will test this with ODBC connection. ODBC connection. Third tech. Now for ODBC connection, compulsory, it's a rule, otherwise it doesn't work at all. Compulsory. The rule is you have to open Visual Studio with admin privileges. Then only it will work. Admin privileges. So I have to exit from here. Okay. Now you have to open again Visual Studio 2017. Right click, run as administrator. Click yes. Yes. Now open your application. Now we'll do one thing. Let's not go to see the program directly. First, I will create ODBC connection for SQL Server using Visual Studio. Then I will show you through C#. So view menu, Server Explorer. Same. Right click and click on data connection. Add connection. Then we have an option here. Here. Microsoft Access, ODBC data source, SQL Server database file, Oracle database. We got different options. Right? So once I complete ODBC, then I'll show you Oracle database. This also we will try once. So my intention is without client software, can it make a connection with Oracle? That is what my point is. Later we'll talk on Oracle database, not now. We'll first discuss of ODBC. Here I have changed Microsoft ODBC data source. Data source. Here, this one. Microsoft ODBC data source. Okay. Then you have to click on continue. Yes. Now it asks Microsoft ODBC data source, ODBC. It's already there. Then what you have to do is use connection string. Click on build. Yes. Then we have machine data source. Two options are there. File data source, machine. So go to machine data source. Excel files, MS Access, database, everything. So I would definitely go for SQL Server. Click on new. When you click on new, it is asking you user data source, system data source. The user data source applies to this machine only. Okay, so obviously I'm talking about user data source. Click on next. Now, which driver? Come down, come down, come down, come down. Here you would find SQL Server. No, here ODBC driver 11 for SQL Server. Select, click next. Yes, click on finish. Now it starts. Here, what name do you want to use to refer to the data source? So some name I'll give. Testing SQL Server. Server name. Server name. So might be I don't have that server name. That should be of your local machine. Okay, I have to copy paste from here. Go to command prompt, host name, server, server name. Then after giving the server name, click on next. Which authentication you are talking about? Windows authentication or SQL Server authentication? Here bottom you find with the SQL Server authentication. Okay, so I select this. Login ID, SA, built-in, password 123. Click next. Then it will ask you to change your database name. Select this checkbox. Hope you remember our database name, MSDemoDB. MSDemoDB. Click next. Click finish. Now we got an option. All the specifications are done. We will test whether all the things are perfect or not. Successful. Test is completed successfully. Attempting connection established, verifying option settings, disconnecting from server. All happened. Click OK. Click OK. Password 123. Okay. Okay. We will make this permanent, so I can go and make it here. Somewhere one option is there. We'll see whether it is there or not. Okay, it's not there. Anyways, no problem. Test connection succeeded. Okay. Now what I will do, this ODBC connection which I have established here, its connection string I'll copy paste in the program. That's it. Over. Now go to design window. I didn't write all these things here for OLEDB also. Now we are going for ODBC. Place a button and do the process. Toolbox. Place a button. Go to properties. Here I should write test connection ODBC for SQL Server only. Just give me 2 minutes, please. Just give me 2 minutes. This topic, okay? And just give me 5 minutes. Topic ODB, so that connection all process will be done. So now, so here I'll give the name as BTN test connection ODBC for SQL Server. Then double click on it. Now go on top, add one namespace using system.data.odbc. Come down. Here I should write here ODBC connection con equals to new ODBC connection. Here only I'll write everything. First you should write DSN equal to testing SS SQL Server user ID SA PWD 123 server ID dot database MS demo DB semicolon con dot open the connection message box dot show connected successfully semicolon con dot. Okay, we'll do one thing. I have written all these things manually. Instead of that, I'll just go and check here. ODBC, right click, go to properties. You have your connection string here. Copy this connection string. Just try to put down here. Here, we'll check compare. Yeah, here, DSN testing SS. This is my system name. I gave dot there. I can give even this. This is my system name. Database. WSID. Okay. User ID. Okay, fine. Everything is fine. So only thing is instead of dot, I have to manage with system name. So I'll go to command prompt, host name, select this system name, enter, exit, and paste here. Where in place of dot, I should give my system. That's it. Execute the code. Oh, some issues are there. Unable to copy. Okay. Visual Studio 2017. Right click, run as administrator. Click on yes. And comparatively, if you see, still same error. Why? Unable to, could not copy, debug, being it is used being by another process. Being used by another process. Unable to copy. Task manager. Maximize. Here it is. Demo on managed provider. This application. Okay, I'll end the task. Yes. Now execute. Exit from here. I have to reopen my application. Save. Debug. Start without debug. Success. Click on this. Successful. ODBC is also working. But all three are working for SQL Server. All three. But actually, that OLEDB and ODBC, both of them, I can use for multiple databases. That's it. So we'll stop.